Oh, it is sideways. Oh, I'll mute that. Boom. Oh, okay. Hi everyone. Welcome.
In the video, what?
Yes, I am. I'm in the video. Right, cheers. We made it to 1,000 subscribers. Yay.
Yay.
Where's your guys' drinks?
Oh, stink.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Hi family. No, that didn't work. You can hear us now though. Is it working or no? Are we not good? I was like, had the phone rotated so it was on normal like landscape view, and then it's telling me, would you like to change to portrait? And I'm saying no, and then it rotates it to landscape, but then it won't let me go live. So it's a little bit confusing. I've never done this before. I even feel a little bit nervous just being being live on camera. But hey, look, Sarah Morris is here. Hi, Sarah. Oh, good. I'm glad that you can hear us. Sorry that it's this angle, especially if you're watching on your TV or something. If you're watching on a phone, then I'm sure it's fine. But I had a few. The kids are not staying here for long. They're going to be here for a few questions, and then they're going to bed. And I'm so glad that it's a cooler night. Hey kids, because it's been so humid. Are you going to say anything? Are you all shy too? Are you shy too, Jade?
I'm not.
You're not shy, Toby?
I'm not.
Oh, do you want to say something then, Toaster?
No.
No.
We did a bit of a walkthrough video when we were in Caravan, and Toby was so keen to say something. He wasn't keen at all before we started, and then as soon as like the girls are getting in on a little bit of the tour of our caravan, he wanted in on it, and they're like, oh, what do you want to tell us about the caravan, Toby? Nothing.
Great content.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really can't wait to put that bit in the video. Do you remember what the questions were that I had before?
I've got one.
Alright, go say.
Your favourite campground or
that's right.
camping place you've ever stayed at?
There's a few.
Gotta speak loud, girl.
Mai Tai Bay.
Mai Tai Bay? Hey, that wasn't my one. You stealer.
Wakaiapō Bay.
Wakaiapō Bay.
You can't surf here.
Waikawa Bay.
Oh, we were just been in the Coromandel. Yeah.
And Taputaputu Bay.
I see the common denominator here is bay.
Somewhere with a bay is Jade's favourite camping. What about you, Toby? Where's your favourite place to go camping?
McDonald's Reserve.
Oh, yeah. Camp America. McDonald Reserve in the Coromandel is Toby's favourite one. I want Soar Adventures where they click on things, eh? What happens if we do it? Oh, I don't know how you bring up comments. So McDonald Reserve, that was a really cool one. You might have seen a photo if you're on Facebook where we were right on the beach and we had this beautiful sunset, and you liked it because there's heaps of you did some fishing there, eh, Tobes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you learned how to do some good casting.
I did.
And there's heaps of rocks, and if you've seen some videos, Toby's always throwing things off bridges and off banks into the water. And what about you, Riley? Where was your favourite, one of your favourite camping spots?
I liked it at Wakaiapō Bay and Waikawa and a lot of others.
Lots of others, eh?
Mm.
I think I definitely like Taputaputu Bay and Mai Tai Bay up the far north.
You copied me!
Get out of here, girl. Yeah, I like those places. I think they're cool because Mai Tai Bay is great because you can jump over to Waikato Bay if it's really windy, which is a good little alternative. What about you, Saf?
West Coast, Best Coast.
West Coast. Ugh.
Ko Pukanui.
Cool Pukanui, eh? Someone's asking us, Hunter and Bella want to know how excited you are about going to Camp America.
Very excited. Yep.
I don't know if they quite understand how much of a big deal this is going to be. It's definitely a really big deal about going to Camp America. Are there prizes? Rosie does prizes. Shush, Craig.
Yeah.
Send us a prize and we'll give it out.
Yeah, pretty excited about Camp America because we were supposed to go in 2020. So I did Camp America when I was 19, and then me and Soph got married and we did like a bit of an OE around the world. So we jumped over and did Camp America first, and then we did some travel and hopped over to Europe. So that was when we were like 24, and I remember that because we ended up having to paid double the price for car rentals because I wasn't 25 yet. Once you were 25, it was way cheaper. But we're going. So we're flying out in May. We've got our airline tickets, but we missed out on going in 2020 because of COVID. But we were all ready to go. We had our working visas, we had our airline tickets, we had even our health and travel insurance. Like we were ready to go.
We were on the countdown.
So it's been a little bit of a what's happening this time, especially with COVID still around and Omicron. We when we were up the Coromandel, I didn't video this, but we actually put my friend Trevor's cell phone onto the drone and we flew the drone up into the air because I had no reception up there, but his phone had better reception than mine, and then we all hotspotted. And so I hotspot and boom, I get this email from United Airlines saying, please call us, your flights have all been cancelled. I'm like, ah! So we have rebooked though. Are you going to film while over at Camp America? Definitely. Yep, definitely going to be filming while we're in Camp America. There's probably some rules around like videoing the kids at the camp, but there's a lot of cool stuff over there to show. Even just stuff like the fireflies, squirrels running everywhere. I remember there being like these tiny little frogs, they're like the size of your thumbnail, and they're just everywhere. See all kinds of cool little animals. The camp is on like 365 acres of like forest, and it's a really cool spot with a lake and a pool. So I'm definitely looking forward to going.
I think it'll be a lot about our journey and the kids' journey over there as well. So kind of just catching some of those cross-cultural experiences for them, for us.
All right, kids. Another question was, what's your favourite food like dinner to have when we're camping?
Burgers.
Jade's burgers.
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai.
Yeah, Pad Thai's yum.
That's always a goer.
Nachos.
Nachos. Yeah, toes. I like nachos too. And what was the other question? Oh, yeah, the other question was, how are you feeling about leaving school to go travelling? Because once we do, so Camp America for us is like the start of our travels. So sometime early May, we plan to get out of our house and rent it out. That's a little bit scary too. We've got a lot of jobs to do around here. And then, we'll rent our house. We'll probably go and visit our family before we hop on the plane to fly out of this country. And then when we come back to New Zealand, we'll be straight in the caravan, like full-time travelling, pretty much until we run out of money. We'll have a little bit of money backed up for like getting back into getting furniture and things like that we'll need. But, favourite, what was the question?
So,
how they're going to feel.
Oh, how are you going to feel about not going to school?
Sad and excited.
Sad and excited?
Happy.
Nachos, I'm with Toby. Are you guys going to film? What else have we got out? Was it scissors, paper, rock for each bunk, kids? Oh, how did you guys choose the bunks? Who got to sleep where and what bunk?
So we had... Well, I got hers easily. Yeah, I just said, I'm in the middle. That was unfair.
The cool thing about the middle, I'll just turn this camera here, is it's like the sociable,
you could
the
be
social
sitting
bed.
right
You can
here.
sit there, have your dinner. If we're playing cards, you can just enjoy all of the activity from your bed. So it's a great choice, Riley.
Except for me.
You can hide though, Toby.
Toby's got the beer case down the bottom.
And
Yeah.
I can hide easily.
Yes.
No one can see me.
So how did you choose?
We
So
love it
Riley
when you
just
hide.
shotgun the middle.
Yeah, I had to convince Toby to have the bottom. She was like, the bottom is the best bunk. I got the top. Finally. Which is the most space. That has the most privacy.
Yeah.
Has the most space, so I can actually
Thanks,
fit more.
Karen.
I know.
Alright, go Tobes, what do you got to say?
And I did not want to go on my spot where I'm sleeping. I wanted to go on Riley's spot.
No.
Did you?
But
Oh well, too bad. Cool. Alright, we'll just send these kids off to bed.
No, not yet.
Have you got something else
What
you'd
else
like
have you
to
got
say?
to say?
When are we gonna get cut?
Alright.
Like this. I love you. Good night. Mwah.
When are you going to?
In a bit.
In a
You
bit.
got it on this camera, Riley. Can't do that. Off you go.
Arigato.
I probably need to move this a little bit closer so I can see your question. Rotate the bunk bed spots each 3 months.
Just bring it, yeah. We with the bunk beds, we said to them, you guys need to sort it out and let us know when you finish sorting it out. So I'm quite happy to stay out of it.
So we can ramble on about life, or you can ask us questions if you have any questions or things that you want to know about, and then we can answer them, and that can kind of steer the conversation. Otherwise, we can tell you a little bit about like what we're doing and what we're planning to do. There's not really too much travel plans between now and May, though. Really,
I've used up all my leave, so
yeah. Sophie's got no holiday leave left. We do have a weekend planned just down the road at Maratā, but otherwise there's just a lot of jobs to do at our house. I've been painting windows, and just so that because we're going to be away from the house for potentially 2 years, we don't really want there to be maintenance issues when we're probably in the South Island.
definitely not on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Definitely not on the South Island. Yeah, I want everything to be. I think we're quite keen to figure out we might go over Easter. I think that's a nice long. So what's that? Probably 6-8 weeks away. But yeah, a few jobs that are around here.
Typical. Can't see the thing I want to see. Alright, can you video the flight with the kids, please? Definitely. I reckon there's going to be quite a few emotions on the plane. Part of the reason we brought our tickets so early is because the government had stated that the border was going to be open for full international travel from April 30th with no MIQ, so no managed isolation. So we were going, sweet. So it means we brought our tickets. We're like, things could change because they've changed a few times already. So we got our tickets, but they were direct. And so they were less than $9,000 for all 5 of us to fly from Auckland to North Carolina, which is really good ticket price. Less than $9,000 for all of us. So we got the tickets because they were direct, and it was only going to be 20 hours, I think, of travel to get there. And I think it was a 1 p.m. departure, which at least meant we could do something with the kids before sitting them on a plane like for the whole entire day and night. So now we are flying from Auckland at 7 a.m. to Sydney, so we're going like the reverse direction to then hop on a 16-hour flight from Sydney to San Francisco, and then another 5.5-hour flight from San Francisco to North Carolina. So it is going to be, I'll probably get, I'll have to try, and it's like a marathon, you get to the end and you get less motivated to video, but I will try my best to capture all of the emotions.
I'm going to have some emotions.
Yeah. Is she leaving her job? Yep. Yep, we're both
quitting.
We're quitting. We're walking away from the man. Yep. So we've
like, it's really, I guess these kind of things feel quite scary. Yes, we're like leaving our work. We're leaving our community of people that we love being around. Like, whenever I think of those things, I'm like,
yeah,
there's a bit of that.
It's definitely like every now and again it hits you going, oh my gosh, this is quite full on what we're doing. It was a little bit scary, kind of leaving conventional life to have a life on the road, and life's pretty expensive at the moment. We keep trying, we're trying to save, but it seems like there's more money going out than coming in at the moment, because we end up having to buy this extra stuff to fix that thing on the house, and we've got to pay for this extra, you lump sum all the insurance for the caravan. That was $1,000. So boom, $1,000 gone out of your savings just to pay for things in life.
I think with the house projects too, it's all been stuff that we just haven't got around to doing for 10 years. But in order to rent the house out, it needs to.
Yeah, some of the things need to be done.
Needs to not be broken.
We did a video on money of how we're planning to pay for our trip and our travels. So we were lucky that we brought this house, and if you don't know, we live in Rotorua, and we brought this house in the big recession. And I remember there was 1,000 houses for sale in Rotorua, and our house was at an auction with 10 houses at auction, and only 3 people turned up. And I think we ended up getting this place the reserve price on this house was $290,000, and we ended up getting it for $207,000, which has meant that we've always had a pretty low mortgage, which has given us the ability to kind of borrow the money to get the caravan that we're in now. What are you guys most excited about with heading overseas camp? Also, what are you looking forward to the most with touring? How did the weights come out with the rig at the caravan, GCM? Hi, John. We haven't actually weighed anything yet. The caravan's got a plate at the front that tells you all the weights. So I think this caravan weighs 2,760 kilos empty. So that would mean, I think the truck can take a total weight of 5 ton, 870 kilos. But the suspension on this caravan only means we can have a payload of 3.2 ton. So we can only put an extra 460 kilos in it. And then I don't know, I don't actually know how much the truck weighs. We travelled pretty light for summer camping. Like, we really just had clothes and food. We travelled all the way up the Coromandel with no water, because that's really the real heavy thing. But when we left Coromandel town and we put 200 litres of water in it, well, we're 200 kilos heavier. And you definitely do feel that, especially just like with accelerating and with braking going down hills. But it's fine. I feel like you just gauge your speed for how it's feeling, and it was okay. But I haven't weighed it yet. But we would have definitely been underweight at the moment. But we're not living in it full time yet. So once we pile a whole lot of extra gear in here, it might be a different story.
I guess we had like 2 weeks worth of food, which was encouraging.
Heaps of food, yeah.
Know that we could chuck all the food in and still come out all right.
Yeah. The video of our walkthrough, we talk a little bit about the fridge, because our experience with 3-way fridges is that they're very below average. They and even when we went looking at like doing up our old retro caravan, we were told at the RV store, like, don't get a 3-way fridge. They're hopeless. They only can cool 20 degrees below the ambient temperature. So if it's 30 degrees outside, the coldest your fridge will get will be 10 degrees. But this thing pumps, man. The fridge in this caravan. We're like making big, fat, solid ice cubes. For our drinks. It's great. So and the fridge is almost like a cool store. Like, the food is staying real fresh in there. Like, we had lettuce in there for 7 days and it was still nice and crispy.
It keeps the vegetables better than our fridge does. And yeah, we had our cold food for a week and a half, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, stoked. So that was a Dometic 3-way
190 litre fridge freezer.
Yeah.
So we've only
have a look at when Mike does I think he's nearly finished the walkthrough video when that goes up.
It's probably the longest video we've made, but the easiest one, because there's only about 7 video clips in it. So it's pretty not much editing, unlike the other ones. There's usually like 110 videos to go through. Thanks, John, on the new caravan. We're definitely loving the caravan. It's awesome. This window had a little bit of a leak, so the Inside Out RV offered to get it all fixed for us here in Rotorua, but because I've resealed my old caravan, I kind of know how to reseal it. So they've sent us up a tube to fix it. It was actually
just waiting for some good weather.
Yeah, it's been like terrible, the weather.
Yeah, shout out to anyone who's still experiencing
the winds finally stopped though.
Intense weather.
And it was terrible too.
I think we weren't even getting it. We were just getting like the.
So, what are you guys most excited about with heading overseas to camp?
I guess like I remember answering this question from 2 years ago when we first had the plan to go take the kids over to the States, and my biggest thing that I'm excited about is just watching the experience through them and watching them kind of take it all in and experience new animals and different lots of things, different food, different people,
different accents, like them just to be the odd one out.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. I love the USA. I think the USA is such an incredible country of variety, like in terms of like the landscape and the nature, and so pretty excited to go back and hopefully we can go on an adventure or two.
It is beautiful over in the States. If you haven't been there, it's not really what you see on TV and in movies. And the camp that we, like in North Carolina, they pride themselves on Southern hospitality. So it's almost like how we welcome foreign people into our country. We want to show them like all of the places around where we live, and tell them the cool places to go and see. We're like quite good quite good with hospitality. That's kind of the treatment that we got. Like people were inviting us back to their houses on the weekends to because they wanted to show us around where they lived, and they were taking us out to their favourite restaurants. It was really cool culture.
Yeah, really looking forward to
It's the thing that I'm not looking forward to is it actually is really hot over there, man. It is. The first time I went, because being a Kiwi, always we're always in bare feet in the summer, and it is so hot over there, and they are not keen on bare feet. One of the rules at camp is you have to have like closed-in footwear, so you can wear like sandals that are strapped in.
Crocs.
I ended up going Crocs or something because you weren't allowed to wear jandals, but average day temperature was going to be like usually around 34 degrees and like 90% humidity. It is just so hot.
Mike's been saying to the kids all week, because we've had it so humid this week, like the temperature doesn't really change overnight, and he's like, this is just preparing you for North Carolina.
The first year I went there, the coldest it got was 27 degrees, was the coldest overnight.
And it's that thick blanket feel.
Yeah.
But, the camp's got a lake and a swimming pool and, I guess the place where you go and do all your eating and other stuff is air conditioned, so there is some reprieve, but I know we'll have a big adjustment because we're going from May here, so I guess we're cold nights by May, straight into the humid blanket, so yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most with touring New Zealand?
Oh man, I was thinking today, I was like, where am I looking forward to going? And I was like, where am I not looking forward to going? Like, I guess we just keep like going, oh yeah, this bit, oh really slow through this bit.
I'm really looking forward to, I really want to go in, I think the Matataki Valley in from Wanaka, up toward the Rob Glacier. I will really want to get into there. I'm hoping there's 9 fords to cross, so I'm hoping that the going down into the fords isn't too steep, that we'll bottom out. We might have to do a bit of a recce on there before we take the caravan in. I'm also looking forward to doing the west coast, because I've never done the west coast of the South Island, and just all that beautiful native forest and waterfalls, and I just love clear water, and there's so many clean rivers down there. And also looking forward to going like inland Canterbury, like into the lakes. Not necessarily, I really want to go to Tekapo, but like Lake Coleridge and some of those kinds of places in the Canterbury high country. I'm really looking forward to getting the drone up in there and getting some cool videos. And I really want to do the southern coast as well, all the way like right down the bottom, all that whole bottom area from, I don't know, all pretty much the coast from Dunedin all the way through to Te Anau along the bottom.
I guess all these places we haven't been, and then there's places we want to revisit that we have been. Maybe we've done it past, or we really like the place and we want to go back again. And so that's across both islands. So we've just come back from the Caravan, and already I'm like, next time we go to the Caravan, we need to do this. And the same with Te Taitokoro up Northland, same thing. Like we would love to do a massive long trip through there, even though we seem to go there every 2 years for like 2 weeks. It would be nice to do it really slow.
It's amazing how the family vibe changes though when we're on the road. Like we're often all doing our own things at home, but then when we go camping, we're kind of, I don't know, a bit more of a tighter knitted unit.
Yeah, I think my feeling is, and like a big part of why we're doing what we're doing is we do really well as a family when no one has to be anywhere at any certain time.
I think most people do really well when they don't have to be anywhere and doing anything.
And so I guess that's what camping does, right? Like you're kind of like, what time should we go to the beach? And I think also with older kids now, like we've camped with them since they were all babies. So Toby is now 6, and they're just really independent, which makes things so much easier. They can go off and do that thing with a friend, or
they kind of know the rules.
At the beach, I'm not like anymore. It's kind of like, oh yeah, you're pretty good. And same around the campsites and stuff. So yeah.
John Rogers, I saw that you said that you'll be ordering your one at the end of the year. What did you order? Did you get a Tekapo, or are you going for something else? Are you renting your house through a real estate, or do you have someone lined up? So we've had 2 people ask us about it.
Yeah.
And now both of them are looking unlikely. So I think we're probably just going to go through a real estate agent just to.
So the
Just to
thing
make
with
it a little
renting
bit
out a
easier.
house is we either want to do it with someone that we know so we can contact them directly when we're overseas or in the South Island to get things resolved. Otherwise, we'll just go through an agency so that whoever's renting our house doesn't have to wait for us to communicate from North Carolina in the middle of the night or whatever. If, so I guess it's kind of, we want things to be nice and straightforward for us and them.
Richard Van Dyke, 1 gas bottle or 2.
1.5, maybe for that 2 weeks.
Depends how long you're going for. But we ran out of gas.
I think 10 days.
Yeah, about 10 days, and we ran out.
We weren't doing showers because there was a cold shower that was perfectly fine at Wakawa Bay. And everyone would just come straight back from the beach, hop in the cold shower, and wash off there.
Yeah.
So I think we might have done a round of hot showers once in that 10 days.
And the way we know that we're running out of gas is because the fridge starts flashing red because it's not getting enough LPG through anymore. But they recommend that you run your own gas bottles, not to do the swapper bottles, because that way you run them completely empty. Because I think it changes the mix between butane and propane if if it's a third fill and then the swapper people, they just fill it back up. They don't empty the gas that was in there out. And so you can get a bit of a strange mix of gases in there. So we took 2 up with us, and we didn't finish the second one. I think we were about 15 days. So that's our gas. Chris Hanley, I'm disappointed I won't be able to join you at camp this year. I know y'all will have a great summer. Chris Hanley.
He's a Kiwi.
He's a Kiwi, yeah, but I think he did 9 summers at the camp. So he went the year after that we were there.
Yeah.
And then he went the next 9 summers in a row. And then the whole COVID thing the last 2 years stopped. And I think he had some issues. We were chatting quite a bit because we were both lining up to go to camp and wondering if it was going to happen. And then it ended up falling through. I think he had a few issues getting back to New Zealand.
Are you
cancelled flights.
hoping to go again at some point, Chris? I'm just wondering.
9 summers in the States. So that.
Rob, yes, we definitely want to be around when the lupins are there. Every photo of Pukaki or Tekapo looks awesome with those in flower. Even though, aren't they like a pest or a weed?
Lupins, yeah. There's heaps of them in the forest here in Rotorua. When you go running around Christmas time, they're all out flowering. But you don't have a nice blue lake by them. Going with the blue.
What flavour blue? Like the light blue or the dark blue for your Tekapo, John?
I'm at uni right now, but maybe after that I'll do another summer.
Shot, Chris. Or you can wait till you're really old and still get invited back. So.
I think we're the first family probably to ever do Camp America, to take our kids. Me and Sophie actually met at a kids camp as teenagers when we were in high school. We used to go to this camp called Camp David in Hastings, and we were just volunteer leaders. Sophie was 14 and I was 15 the first time we went to help run some school holiday camps out there and look after kids. And I hated my first week, but when I got home, I don't know, I think the whole thing of being at camp and making a week really fun for a group of kids and making cool memories and all the other leaders and friends that you got to make, I was hooked after that, and we both ended up moving out there as staff members. And we've kind of always been involved with youth work kind of stuff in camps ever since we were 14 and 15.
Yeah. And then when we're not doing it with other people, we're just camping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, our kids have grown up camping. They're quite comfortable. Well, you probably see on the videos, they're very comfortable in the camping environment. It's great. I feel my soul is happy when I am in the outdoors.
Yeah.
Although sometimes it's the weather gets a bit wild, and I think that's something I appreciated about this time camping at Waikawa Bay. We had one night that was not that great, especially for people in tents. And man, even though you could hear the wind in the caravan, I was like, just having these flashbacks of times when we've been tenting in the past in a storm or in like bad weather, and you're kind of watching the tent kind of cave in and out, and kind of thinking, what am I walking out to in the
big
morning?
slam of wind into the side of the
What's being
tent.
wrecked? Yeah. And so I guess it was, yeah.
If you watched our little teaser video at the time at the Coromandel, you'd see like we had this massive storm kind of come through in the night, and there's a whole lot of people that were camping down by the beach access area, and they've got a sign there saying this area is prone to flooding and heavy rain, and yeah, they were like pretty flooded out down in that lower little area. Yeah, so it's definitely nice being in comfort and warmth and dryness.
And being quite far off the ground, you don't have to worry about that surface flood running through.
Yeah.
All the things that matter when you're tenting, but no longer for us.
All right, someone asked us another question for us
John
to
says
answer.
he's getting the navy blue with
Oh,
charcoal. I really like the charcoal on our one. It's good.
Yeah, definitely happy with the colours that we chose. We love
Catherine
orange.
saying Camp David Adventure Centre represent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no longer running anymore. We got married there, down at the river.
We did.
And 13 years ago. And
13 years of 1 month, 3 days. How many hours?
Who's going to be the homeschool teacher? Both of us. We're both great with kids.
So the kids are going to be going to school through Te Kura, the Correspondence School of New Zealand. So they have a teacher that teaches them by distance. So we will be there to support their learning, not homeschooling them. I feel like that's quite a big thing to take on to.
Yeah,
with the curriculum
the homeschooling thing as well. We'll just plan it really around the weather. So if we have a rainy day, we'll be like, right, kids, smashing out some schoolwork. Beautiful sunny days will probably be, I don't know, we want to do like a few tramps, like overnight tramps and that down in the South Island. So and we'll probably want to do those in the middle of the week when hut's empty.
And Te Kura is quite, I've spoken to them, and they're quite used to working with families that are kind of doing similar stuff, and so yeah, they're quite happy with I think they said, as long as you return regular work, the weekly structure kind of goes out the window.
Jade and Riley are both kind of and ah going, I'm not sure if I want to live in the caravan. I'm going to really miss school, because they love it. They get so homesick of school when they're on school holidays.
Last week school went back on Thursday, and we were still camping at Coromandel, and you should have seen their faces when they knew they were missing out on school. I was like,
Toby couldn't care less. But...
oh, he was a little bit, but I was like, come on, would you rather be at school or camping? And I think at one point Jade's like, I want to be at school.
FOMO.
I guess that's after, 6-8 weeks of not seeing their mates, so.
I was interested to see any international people or anyone watching from overseas. It's because often when someone subscribes to the channel, it doesn't tell you who it was unless that person has public subscriptions. That means you can see who's subscribed or not. So it's always interesting to know where people are watching from. Otherwise, who else has some questions for us? What was I thinking?
What's your favourite camping meal, Mike? Mike does.
I don't know.
I'm going to go with 90% of the dinner cooking.
You do 90% of the dishes.
I feel like dishes for me is therapeutic as long as no one else is in the caravan. Then I'm like, no, I'll do the dishes. Get out, I put my music on. Anyone comes in, I'm like, nope, get out unless you're doing dishes. So, I mean, it's a lot different doing it in the caravan than doing it in like a bucket with your tent. So I don't mind. I don't mind the dishes, and Mike's a great cook. So
it's a good trade-off. Do you get an allowance at Camp America?
Yes, we get paid when we are there. So we kind of hope that we will break semi-even with the cost of us getting over there and what we will be paid while we're there.
Yeah, well, we don't actually know how much we're getting paid. We haven't asked. When you go your first year, there's like a set agreed upon amount, and every camp is different. Okay, so a lot of people think Camp America is an actual camp. Or a branch of camps. It's not. It's just kind of like the middleman organising people. So they kind of do the interviewing for people and kind of help the camp and help the camp counsellors.
It's like a matchmaker.
Yeah, so they're like Camp America is a matchmaking program. And so the camp that we're going to, it runs for like 12 to 14 weeks. It's quite a lot longer. Around the area where the camp is, they have some schools that do school like us, so they have 4 terms in the year. And so they don't take the whole summer off, whereas most of the kids are taking 9 or 10 weeks off of school in summer, and they will go to camp for that whole 9 and 10 weeks, and there was no break. So the camp runs continuous for like 9 weeks of summer, which I feel like that would be quite intense.
Not our camp. Our camp will be Sunday to Friday. We'll get Saturdays off, most of Sunday, or half of Sunday. Trevor is asking why the video's in portrait mode.
Because of our cabbage.
Trevor, you need to help us out, Mr. Techno.
Yeah. But the money thing, so if your camp goes over 9 weeks, which is the standard camp, then you get paid extra per week. But I think they said we were going to get $280 each last time, or something like that a week, US dollars. But you get all your food, you get housed, and like for us, our kids are going to be enrolled.
They're enrolling our kids for free, which is
like $10,000.
Incredible, and
when we register,
it's going to add to their experience, and we wouldn't be able to go if we had to pay for them. So, we're just really stoked to be doing the experience and to be giving the experience to the kids. Richard's asking how your superstardom is going to change you. Well, let me tell you how much Mike's changed in the last 24 hours.
Whatever. Nah, you can come camping with us anytime, mate.
Yeah, we'll be at Marata in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. So apparently, I know that you don't make you need about 100,000 subscribers, I think, to replace an income on YouTube. So it's definitely not about that. I like video editing, and when I was doing my youth work stuff, I was always making videos of the adventures we'd go on with the kids, and made a few like photo album books when we've been on holiday. Like you just make them online and put all your photos in, and I just feel like doing this is a lot more fun, having a cool video of it. But there's a whole lot of people doing like vlogging and the van life thing online, and there's some really great video, like some great content out there. There's also some really average ones who are got like a stack of followers, and so I thought, oh well, we'll just give it a go and we'll see what happens. Because if it did take off, boy man, that'd be cool if we could keep traveling around. I'd love to go travel like some other country in a caravan. That'd be awesome. But I'm not holding my breath, that's for sure. Oh look, Trevor, your boss is online. We're watching from Whangapuroa.
Cool.
That's Coromandel. Is that the bottom part of Coromandel, or is that way up north? But yeah, 30 cents a month from Google. So I think you get like averages like $3 to $5 per 1,000 views or something is what you get. And I think you have to get it up to $100 before you'll ever get anything. So it could be another year before we ever got anything from YouTube. But
I guess it was a goal that you kind of had.
Yeah, so let's see if we can get there, because Sophie was like, no one is going to want to watch your videos, Mike. I was like, yes, they will. You wait and see.
Did I say that?
You totally said that. Hey, who's the fat guy in a couple of your videos? He's cool. He really makes your videos awesome. Oh, is that Trevor?
How many of your workmates are on here, Trev?
Yeah.
Thanks for spreading the love down in Hawara.
Yeah, hope you guys are surviving. It was down
north of
our friend Trevor Letcher. I don't know if you would have seen on the Caravanning Facebook group, there was one down in Hawara, a whole caravan that had flipped over on its side that was on his street, where we also camped.
Taranaki and that south coast really received that. Was it Dovey, who was the cyclone?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys won't be strangers to terrible weather down there.
Where we camped last summer and ended up at your house.
Real stoked to see people having experienced a real dumb thing with the caravan.
And in New Zealand, you've got a tropical storm and it's snowing at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Snowing down south on the South Island, and that's feeling the temperature dropping up here now, and then a cyclone, a tropical storm coming through.
Michael's letting us know that Whangaparaoa is north of Auckland.
Right. Cool.
I think we should get like a map of New Zealand in here and we can just like reference.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we haven't put anything up on any of the walls yet. It's all still pretty plain and boring in here. But
yeah, I think
well, I guess at the moment we're in this phase of life. We're trying to downsize. We're like getting rid of stuff. We're heading over to Napier next weekend, and I'm like, Mum, can we please bring some stuff to store in your shed? Because we need to we've got no family here. Our closest relative is in Taupo, and that's Sophie's auntie. And then there's no one till Napier. It's the next closest relative.
Yeah.
So we need the scratch map of New Zealand. Yeah. Hey guys from Rotorua, Brendan King from miles away. Are you is that the person that came to see the caravan? It was kite flying weather.
Kite flying weather in Taranaki. I think if you were holding onto a kite, you probably would have taken off.
Yeah. What else was I thinking about saying? I don't know. I'm speechless. I get nervous when I'm put on the spot. I was thinking actually about. I was watching one of the Adventures with Rosie lives today, and someone was asking about is what we see on camera like actual camping life, and I was thinking it's definitely not for us. What you see on camera is not. It's definitely a highlights reel. We do probably a lot of sitting around and.
I don't think we do a lot of sitting around.
Oh, I guess we get tired, right? Because you do have like a full-on activity, and then you're like, oh, now I'm tired. Go swimming at the beach for like 2 hours, or fishing, or walk up some big hill on adventures. That's
I think like that kind of sitting around is a part of camping, right?
Totally, yeah. Kite flying weather. All right, well, there's 30 of you watching now. That's more than I thought. I thought there might have been like 5 people. Come watch. Come say g'day.
If you watch this later and have any questions,
yeah,
chuck it in. Oh, I was gonna say, usually we name all our vehicles.
Oh yeah.
And we haven't quite landed a name for our caravan yet, and we were wondering if you might have some inspirational suggestions.
Name suggestions.
Trevor's
always good with that.
Oh no. No.
Booze Hill. Is that for a name? Booze Hill?
How's the pastoring work going? What?
Yeah, so if you've got a good idea for a name for a caravan, then let us know what it is. I'm terrible at coming up with names for stuff.
I think we kind of want, I don't know, like it's often our names kind of revolve around the colours of the vehicles, but I guess because this is going to be something that we're going to live in, I don't know, it's going to be like our home and our guardian and protector and our adventure buddy and our like everything. So,
Brendan King, AJ Morris. I do always see those comments. Thank you on my Facebook. Yeah. Did you take your caravan over the hill to Port Jackson? And if not, will you? We did a day trip over to Port Jackson just because the weather wasn't supposed to be very good at the camp. So that was the night that it poured down with rain. So we drove over to Port Jackson, and the campground was very busy, and we didn't go over to Fitcher Bay to the other one. But there was quite a lot of traffic. You would not want to meet another car on that road. On some of those sections where you're kind of going to the real steep drop-off bits, and you kind of bank in a cliff, and there's not really anywhere to pull over. And some of those have got a few corners on them, and there's not really anywhere to pull over far enough that another vehicle could get by. So it's a little bit scary. Who was I talking to? Jody and Chris. They were saying that when they go to Port Jackson, they usually park at Colville, at the campground in Colville for the night, and then they leave at like 5 in the morning, so that way they won't hit any traffic. We stayed at this campground called McDonald Reserve. If you've been to Port Jackson, it's between
It's
Colville.
not far from Colville.
Yeah, it's between Colville and Fantail Bay. It's the McDonald Reserve, and it is that was a really cool place to camp.
It was a great
You could even just camp there before heading up. It's a lot of gravel and it's pretty corrugated. But that's what I was going to say. When we were camping at McDonald Reserve, we were watching. So we were there on Auckland anniversary weekend.
Yeah, it's a
And
Monday morning.
that Monday morning, I went for a run up the road for like 30 minutes out and 30 minutes back, and I counted 27 cars go past me, all coming out. And over that day, and that was from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and the traffic just got more and more that day. So it was public holiday weekends. It's going to be a very, very busy road.
I think if we do Port Jackson and keep going up that way, we'll probably look to do not school holidays or public holidays time of the year.
Yeah.
I think it'll be really cool when we return to Coromandel to do it in
Ninja.
To do it in like December when the Pohutakawa trees are all in bloom and it's
Usually, so we usually always go camping before Christmas, and usually everybody is still working up until Christmas and have their holidays from Christmas through to the new year, maybe the second week of January. So if you go before Christmas, like the 10th to the 24th kind of time, most places are empty, and a lot of the campgrounds have done all their work getting ready for Christmas. Lawns are all nice, gardens are all done, everything's been like all the toilets and that have been repainted or whatever, all nice for the summer season. So going pre-Christmas camping is really good if you can get the time off work. A lot of people can't, but it is a good time to go.
Yeah, it's probably our favourite time to go.
Name it, Bruce.
Some great suggestions here, thanks guys.
Rosie's
Trev, Ginger Ninja, Bruce.
Mildred.
Mildred.
Doris.
Doris.
Someone asked, how is the plastering going? So I think I've just had confirmation from someone today that'll be my last job at the end of April. So I've just had heaps of work coming in, which has been great for all the extra expenses that we've had. So yeah, lots and lots of work in Rotorua at the moment.
It was really hot for you this week though.
Yeah. So I only just went self-employed in August last year, or September, and just to like top up the account really, you can charge double than what an employer would pay you. Although you don't get holiday pay, you don't get stat days, you don't get sick leave, so you do have to kind of counter all that in, but I don't get sick very often. Touch wood. Yeah.
What are you most worried about going into full-time travel? So it's been raining for a week and we've had the house and the kids have been at school. I think that's the thing that I'm most worried about is when you've got days and days and days of like not that great weather. And we've got some plans around what we could do. Find the nearest centre, go and spend half a day in an aquatic centre or a library.
You go to the public pools and have a long hot shower. Make
that the shopping washing day. But and I guess as we're ungrateful that our kids are a bit older because just chuck on some wet weather gear and go and do something anyway. Jade had a sleepover here last weekend. It was her birthday. We had 7 kids sleeping in here. And there was a lot of water coming in and out of the caravan with people coming in and out, coming off their feet. And so we just cranked up the heater and it dried out so fast, like within minutes, like you could feel so I guess that gives me like, oh yeah, at least we know on those really damp days we can have a really dry space in here.
Yeah. And
feeling dry is important to me.
Sophie gets cold very easily.
I get so cold so easy. Like we've got the door open at the moment. I wish I had a blanket.
What worries me about going full time is things going wrong because I'm the stressor. So I get stressed out towing. I think, what if something goes wrong? What would we do? How would we resolve this problem? So I just think like if the truck broke down and I just think, if we had to get some mechanic to fix something on it, they're going to charge us through the roof. That's the thing that kind of worries me. Although there's no point worrying about it because there's nothing you can do about it until it happens or doesn't happen. So those are the things that I worry about. Just not having an income, I guess, and those things get really expensive really quick. Yeah, leaving early in the morning is a great idea. So when we're at Waikawa Bay in the Coromandel, because you go over this really windy, narrow, gravelly road, and I think we went over at about 11:30 on a Saturday morning, and we probably met like 7 or 8 vehicles coming over, and we were pretty much having to stop to get like people to go around us, because we're so long, you got to take you almost have to cross right over onto the other side of the road to be able to get around the corner without the back end of the caravan hitting a piece of dirt, or you're going up a hill around a corner, it's going to bottom out. So you're kind of needing to really go around wide. And so as soon as you're going around this wide corner, and then another car's coming, and you're already way on their side of the lane, it's like, oh my gosh. So when we left, we ended up leaving at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. So we got up about 6:45, I think. Didn't take long to pack up, gave the kids breakfast, and jumped on the road. And good tip, which you will see in the video, is the Colville Motor Campground. They let you empty your tanks there for $5, so you can
fill with fresh water.
Yeah, so we filled up. We paid them $10. We're like, man, this is saving us. This is such a convenience for us. So we had our 2 toilet cassettes to empty our grey tank, and we had pretty much empty water. So we filled up with water to head up to McDonald Reserve. Really good to be able to do that, because the next closest dump station is back in Coromandel Town, which is another 45 minutes back down the coast.
And 2 hills. Loving these names.
Tiger kind of fits in well with the
Tiger, Tigger.
Yeah. Oh, Tigger.
The last resort.
It does feel like we're in a bit of a resort.
What's your trade, Brendan? I feel like Rotorua, if it's anything to do with housing, building.
Yeah. What's your trade?
That like, it's just like Mike is turning work down, so.
Yeah, well, it's February, and I'm like, I can't take on any more work now because I probably couldn't do it before we went to America. Adventures with Rosie on evening. Jib, is it jib fixing?
Oh, heaps of work, as long as the jib makes it.
Yeah, there's like no jib, eh? The builder that I'm often plastering for, he's got massive delays on getting his jib. But I also have been doing some painting work, so I'm starting a painting job next week, or tomorrow, and yeah, so I'm not just plastering. So it's kind of worked out well, really, when there's been no jib, or the Bunnings in my tent have all sold out of plaster. I've had a painting job, so it's, yeah, jib fixing. Yeah, man, you'll find heaps of work around doing that.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. When something goes wrong, it's all part of the journey, and we've had some doozy things go wrong on some of our trips, but it is what it is. Yeah. So we haven't had anything go wrong yet.
Oh, we have in other trips.
But with that old caravan, I remember we were camping at a potiri at the proper campground there, and you would have probably heard the story. I caught a trailer on fire when I was younger, and when we went to go buy our old retro caravan and we took it for a test tow, we took it out to the Blue Lake because I wanted to see. We only had our old grey like Nissan Lafesta then, and I was like, we'll see how this car pulls the caravan. So yeah, we got out towards the Blue Lake, and then when we were coming back down Tarawera Road, I just look out the window and boom, there's smoke. Like, it wasn't pouring out of the tyres, but it was smoking, and I was like, we can't know where to pull over. So we had to keep going all the way to the roundabout, and then we were at this roundabout, both the wheels are smoking on this caravan that we're just taking for a test.
Everyone's like flashing, like, you're on fire. Flashing,
your caravan's smoking! Well, it's not even our caravan! And so we were like, make it through the roundabout and pull over, and I'm like shaking because I'm so stressed out because all I can, is the wheel's going to catch on fire now like the last one. And and so we waited for it to cool down, which took 10 minutes, and we towed it back to the guy's house. He didn't live far from there, and he got there and was like, man, I can smell it, and because he had just had it parked up on his property. He'd used it when he was working in Auckland, I think, and otherwise he had only really used it once a year for 4 years, so that's why he was selling it. And so he said he'd get it fixed. I think he just fixed it himself, or just re-greased the bearings or something, but it needed a lot more work than that. But we're camping at a potiri. Back to the story. We're camping at a potiri, and we parked on this quite a steep hill, and when I hooked up, I hadn't taken the handbrake off of the caravan, and so I'm driving around the campground, driving out, going, man, it feels like it's...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It's pulling like quite a lot, and we get a K&a-half or 2 down the road and like smoky brakes, and I'm like, oh no, and then I realized it was my fault. I know what I did. So I went out, turned the handbrake off, and I thought best thing to do is just carry on driving, let the cool air, cool the brakes down. And no, I think they obviously had gotten so hot that it was almost like blowing like a fire that was trying to reignite, and it was just more and more smoke. So we ended up just towing it. We waited like 20 minutes. We rang the AA. We're like, we need help. Our Caravan brakes keep smoking, and they said, oh, we'll come and pick it up and tow it. We're like, no, towing it is the problem.
Yeah.
We could tow it.
Yeah.
So we ended up waiting for like 20 minutes, and it cooled down enough, and we just towed it from Coromandel back to Rotorua with no brakes, which was fine because it was only a 1-ton Caravan.
Have you had any brakes issues with this Caravan?
No, someone asked that.
No, I'm just like.
So when one of the things that's been really good about Inside Our RV is that they've been like really honest with us about stuff going wrong. They said most caravans. Oh, it's a big. I'm going to shut this door because it's letting all the bugs in.
Can you get me a blanket?
No. As they said, pretty much 90% of all caravans, inside out ones, anyone's, when they're new, they have problems because you're pretty much taking your road down the house and rocking it around, and your house down the road and rocking it around on the bumps, and so that kind of prepared us that some things could go wrong. He also said that our brakes are very new because he knew that was an issue for me braking. So your brakes are really new and like everything's really well lubricated, and they don't have any grit or anything for them yet. So you don't have a very intense amount of braking. They're all working, but you don't have aggressive braking at the moment. So that's just one thing I guess we've been.
It's gotten more aggressive though.
It's gotten more aggressive.
Dirt
So
roads
I test. So I just push the emergency brake button. So I just push it, and you can feel it going. It brakes the truck, which is good, but it's still not that aggressive yet.
So we've got the Wi-Fi Bluetooth brakes.
Yeah, Wi-Fi Bluetooth braking system.
I think I might do a video on them at some point.
Yeah.
Now that you're quite familiar with them.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. And the truck's pulling really good too. I was a bit worried. I was like, is the truck going to have enough power? We're just going to like burn the motor out, trying to tow something so heavy. But I've just slowly let my foot off the clutch, and it pulls it without even any acceleration. So the truck's got plenty of torque for pulling the Caravan as well. Hey, Owen.
Yeah, thanks everyone for your encouragement about life on the road.
Yeah.
I think we actually are, like, we've done intense stuff before and like had to work out, like when we travelled overseas and stuff went wrong or whatever, we had to work it out and breathe through it and figure out what to do next and survive it or whatever. And I think, yeah, that'll be kind of tap into that.
Yeah. Evening, Michael. Evening.
I think we.
Oh, that Michael Connell. Oh, everyone's okay. I see.
Everyone's saying hi to each other.
Yeah. Hi, friends.
Great community.
Yeah. I was just thinking of the story of what's stuff that went wrong when we were overseas. I just remembered Sweden.
Let's not talk about the stuff that went wrong overseas.
It was Sweden. That was terrible.
Sweden is a great country, and we had a great time there. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it over there.
We had a very stressful end to that.
All right. Well, I think it's been an hour. I need to figure out how to make this thing go live.
Not portrait.
Not portrait.
So Trevor can be happy.
When's the tour video coming out? I've been editing that one this week as well as the Whakaipō Bay one. Oh, not Whakaipō Bay, the Waikawa Bay one. So that one will probably be ready maybe midweek. Waitai Breaker, the best we've used, very high tech. Yeah, it's definitely, it just amazes me, technology. I'm like, how does it even know that we're braking? Because it's just this little thing that plugs into your cigarette socket with a winding brake controller on it.
That's it.
Intensity, and that's it. And you're like, because the other one, when we did the try before you buy, it's all wired into your brake pedal, so it knows that when you've braked on your brake pedal, it brakes the Caravan brakes instantly, and the harder you push on your brake pedal, the harder the Caravan brakes push on, which is pretty. I thought that was pretty smart, but this one is a lot different.
But it works and it's great.
Aisha, NZ, love watching your trips. You guys inspire us to look at doing a few years traveling in New Zealand. Now part of our 5-year plan. Ooh, 5-year plan, that sounds pretty awesome.
It's good. I feel like this was probably a 3-year plan for us, like in terms of from when we started talking about it to things might take off for us in May, so.
Who's Meow2612? Talk to CJ. He will know about is that like Marion? Like Marion and Pete saying g'day.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Do you oh my gosh. Do you Wordle? I'm terrible at those kinds of games, and
I reckon you'd ace it.
Our friends' camping chat has just turned into Wordle. Every morning it's like ching ching ching. It's like Wordle. Oh my goodness. I will not conform.
I've heard you say that about other things.
Yeah, I have said that about other things. 5-year plan, man, that sounds awesome. So I think our plan, we want to travel as long as we can. Probably we would go as long as Jade was going to high school.
So Jade is year 6 this year, so I feel like we've got 3 years before she hits high school.
Yeah, so if we're absolutely just loving it, then who knows, we might just go and do some seasonal work when we run out of money. And I'm quite keen to do even just a couple of weeks anyway of like fruit picking or something, and getting the kids out doing it, just to give them a bit of appreciation of some work, and they can earn a bit of money as well, because that could be quite a cool experience for them.
I think doing this now is something, like we've been camping for ages, and often you go to a campground and there's lots of people there, lots of retired folk, and they're kind of doing the camping buzz in their retirement. I am really good at getting injured. And I think of when I'm like 60, 70, how capable will I be of doing some of the adventures that we'd like to do? Probably not that great. We feel like our kids are such an awesome age to take them on adventures. They're really independent, but they're not too cool for us yet. So yeah, we're kind of like taking the gamble and doing that now, which is and we'll do it until money allows us, and then
we might all decide that actually after half a winter we might decide that this is getting a bit hard and go and park at Sophie's parents' place or something. No, I'm sure that we'll be fine. I'm really looking forward to parking up I want to park next to a frozen lake in the South Island and be nice and warm in this caravan when it's freezing outside. I love that kind of stuff. Hi from the Singh family.
Yeah, Aiden, agree. Yeah, do it when you're fit and well.
What's your favourite games to play camping? Well, where's our games cover?
Oh, and Toby just got a couple of games today as well. A Battleships card game and a Connect 4 card game, which we've been playing this afternoon because the weather's still average.
We like playing Phase 10.
We play a lot of Phase 10. When Mum and Dad are around, we play 5 Crowns.
Yeah, 5 Crowns, it's a fun game.
You'll see they came with us for a bit of the North Island. Hi Mum and Dad, when you watch this. What else do we play?
Carcassonne?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't played that in here yet.
Yeah. Kicking and throwing stuff around outside.
Yeah.
If you have a game that you feel like we need to be introduced to, let us know. I really want to get a croquet set. I reckon it'd be pretty cool to do like croquet at various campgrounds. No man, I'll be like, because that is the best game, isn't it? Just smash someone else's board way out the way. 27 and 30.
Mate, won't take you long and you'll be 35 and 38.
Hey, I'm 36.
I'm 37. Play chess.
Trevor thinks that the West Coast is the best coast. Do we agree?
No.
I do. I grew up on the West Coast. That's where all hearty people come from.
All hearty people.
Plus, you can't beat a sunset on the West Coast. You cannot beat a sunset on the West Coast.
Sophie, how's your back after you fractured it?
Oh.
When you were 10?
Well, okay, so here we go. I am a very injured person. I first stuffed my back when I was 10, and so it is on and off. So last year, yes, I fractured my lower back and wasn't really able to walk or do much for about 6 months. That wasn't fun. It is great now. Thank you.
She's had 2 back surgeries.
Not related to the fracture last year.
Oh, that's right, that fracture last year. I forgot that was a
I
fracture.
forgot about that one. Because you forgot about it because I didn't have a surgery for it.
Yeah.
But no, last year was done. So we.
So two back surgeries and a fracture after the surgeries.
Yeah. And then my knee is also problematic.
Which she's had a surgery on and might need another one.
Shh, Mum and Dad will be watching.
They might not watch all of this though. Cub.
Yes, Cub. Yes, we were playing Cub at Acre Park, which you might have seen in the last video. We went back there on our way back down through Caravan, and Toby smashed me. He's a really good thrower, and I'm not. But yeah, Cub. And there's another game. Someone might know what it's called. Clop.
I don't know.
I don't know. You got like 12 things, and they got numbers on them, and you throw the thing at it, and they bust apart slowly.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those. Monopoly Deal. I think Jade's got that one. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, before, just want to say thank you to everybody who's like followed our journey. It's been like a really weird thing to be on YouTube, really. It's fun though. It's very enjoyable.
It's taken me a really long time to adjust to the GoPro being a member of our family.
Yeah.
Hello, GoPro.
That's why sometimes you hear us refer to it as "Hi GoPro" because that's what Sophie usually says. I used to edit all those bits out.
Hi GoPro, you're here.
Yeah, but yeah, appreciate you watching. It's always cool when you upload a video and then it comes out, boom, and you get in, all these people are watching it. So that's always exciting to me. So thank you, much appreciated. But is there any more questions? Otherwise,
I bet the kids are still waiting for us to
the kids will be awake. They'll have their lights on probably, and they'll go and then go, "Why is your light on?"
That'll be fun.
It's alright.
I think
At least it's not too hot tonight.
quite an adjustment going from like camping life to school life, eh? Like, especially with the warm, light evenings, you know, going to bed really late for them, and then, hang on, now you have to be at school at 8:39.
Yeah.
Sorry, teachers.
Cool. All right. Well, we will say goodnight. Have a great week.
Oh, it's Jim Bradley.
Ah, of course it is. Jennifer Bradley.
With my knee, yeah. Thanks, Mike.
I love the first one. Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Well, we will see you on YouTube and Facebook. All right. I'm gonna turn this thing off. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
How do I don't even know how to turn it off. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? No, you didn't do it.
No, the gym.